All right, Tasia, as people come in, just say hello, hello, everyone. Good
Hello,
evening.
hello, welcome. Today's your lucky
We would
day.
feel free to take your phone off of mute or your iPad or your computer and say hello to us. We love to hear your voices.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. Oh, I'm getting so many hellos in the chat. I like it already.
Hi there.
Hello, how are you?
Good energy crew tonight.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, so let me get a few daring souls here. Want to hear something positive, something that went well. Let me hear your voice.
Hello.
There we go. Evan, you want to share?
I would like to share.
All right.
The positive is I've received my Latin scholarship fund this today. I found that out today through email a few minutes ago. So I got my Latin, I got Latin for another year.
Awesome. Congratulations.
So that really helps pay for, tuition.
That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else want to share something positive that has happened?
Not related to school, but I tried to do fried Oreos for the first time, and they turned out pretty good.
Okay, well, we need to know when you're going to start shipping those out where we can make our orders. I don't care if you would have made a mistake with some fried Oreos. The fact that you made the effort, I'm excited. If you hang out with me, we got to eat ice cream with you.
Yes.
Oh, great job. And I do think that it's important that we enjoy and explore things outside of school because we do need to have some form of balance, even if it's imbalanced at times. We try our best to have a little bit of it. All right, one last one for the start of the show tonight. One more positive. I know we got one out there.
Wait a minute, why don't you just done just one?
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started tonight, guys. We want to respect your time. We've been doing a really, really good job of staying on schedule with our speaker series. We have a wonderful LSAMP family member joining us tonight. So I'm really excited about this. I just want to go through a little bit of housekeeping. Remember, we want to stay engaged throughout the night like you guys always do. We definitely we'll have sections here where we want to hear your voice. We want to hear your questions. So you got the chat box. But really, if you have a question, we'll use the raise the hand feature, but also use the Q&A feature. We'll be monitoring that throughout the night and look forward to a wonderful session, guys. So thank you so much for being here with us. And Dr. Bryson, turn it over to you.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Tasia Bryson, and as Brian said, I am and forever always a LSM scholar. So I will start off with telling you a little bit about myself. So as you see here today, I will talk about mentors, a mentor versus a sponsor. And just to give you a little background, it's not going, hold on. Okay, just before I start talking about my education, I want you to know who I am as a person. So if you see the little ones up top, I am really involved in educating the youth, exposing them to science in a nice, fun way. So this is a picture of an organization called Take Your Place, where we expose young girls in the Chicago area to science. So I am always involved with things of that nature. Below, I am a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I am very involved in my organization. And in the middle is my research group. So actually, I will miss them because I recently completed my PhD from Western Michigan University. And these are some of the women that I did research to. Directly to the left of me is my grad advisor, Dr. Megan Kowalski. And up to the right, um, a part of my love and passion is doing work in Chicago with Stop the Violence. So I work very closely with an organization called Kids Off the Block, where I raise money every year. I get people to volunteer and to help to mentor youth, tutor them. We put on all different types of fun activities during the summer. We gave out a lot of COVID supplies because a lot of the Black low income areas in Chicago really had a shortage. So I did a lot of work with that. And then to underneath that picture is my family. And so I am really like a middle child now. I have four younger siblings, my older sister and her three kids, and my mom and dad. So I'm really, really close. So I really value work-life balance because I always have a lot going on. And so my new baby is Scientists That Elevate Me, which is the logo right here. This is a business that I started a year ago. And with this business, I actually do a variety of things from ages of like high school up into college when I expose students to science. So a lot of different science research in all STEM fields, and it's virtually. So I bring scientists into a virtual platform to expose students to various types of research. So a little bit about my education background is I actually had an associate's degree from South Suburban. So I really did the 2 year to the 4 year to the master's to the PhD. So after South Suburban, I went to Chicago State where I got my degree in chemistry, and it was definitely an eye opener because it was my first time. And as an undergrad student, I had the opportunity to do medical research, polymer science research, and also educational research. So after I got my degree in chemistry, I really wasn't for sure if I was going to continue um, going through higher ed to pursue. And then I fell in love with the job when I was working at Chicago State, and I got a master's degree in higher education administration. And so during this time, I was the only person that did any type of science. And so everything in higher ed, I did it from like a STEM perspective. My classmates, my professors, they really encouraged it. They were very excited, and I learned more, which allowed me to like take two things that I love, science and education, and I put it together. So from Western Michigan, I received my PhD in science education, and I specialize in chemistry. So now that you know a little bit about me, I would like for you guys to tell me something about you. So in the chat, can you tell me what university or college you're from, your year in school, and your major? And just giving me this information will allow me to really be able to dive in and to tailor this presentation to you. And it will also allow me to better answer your questions. So if you guys could just take just a minute or two, and I will literally look in the chat. And if there's someone that would like to unmute themselves, if I could get 3 people that will unmute themselves, I would love it. I would love for someone to introduce themselves to me.
Can I go?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Evan Harper.
Okay. Hi, Evan.
Hey, hello. The university I go to is University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, or UWM.
Okay.
I um I plan to graduate fall of 2022, and my major is biological sciences.
Biological science.
On
Okay.
After getting my degree, going to med school. After a gap year, of course, just to get some volunteer work and whatnot done.
Nice to meet you, Evan.
It's nice to meet you too, Dr. Bryson.
Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Perfect.
My name is Rashad Hall. I go to University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I'm a sophomore.
Okay.
My major is physics with a concentration in computational physics, and I look forward to doing my PhD from there as well, specializing in ammo physics.
Okay. Great. Nice to meet you. Las
Likewise.
Vegas. So it's nice and warm there right now, right?
Well, I'm out of home in California for the summer where I'm from, so I'm spending the rest of the summer here, then I'll go back. But yeah, my friends are telling me it's like 110 to 15 degrees out there right now.
I'm pretty sure it is, and I'm so jealous that you're in California, but I'll not hold that against you. Can I get one more person?
Oh, can I go?
Yes.
My name is Deshauna Jernigan. I
Okay.
just graduated from a JUCO in Texas Tyler Junior College, and
Okay.
I'm transferring to the University of Texas in San Antonio in the upcoming fall year. And I will be a junior next year or next semester, and my major is biomedical engineering, and I hope to go to grad school to get my PhD.
Yes, actually last year I went to Texas. I was in Austin, Texas for a year writing my dissertation. Absolutely love Texas. I really believe after I spent some time in Boston that Texas is going to be home for me really soon.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so I mean, I will definitely, and this goes for all of you at the end of the presentation, I will give you my email address. So I would love to stay in touch. I am a LSM scholar, so I would really like to be able to answer questions or connect you with people who may be more knowledgeable about your particular area. And so with that, we're going to dive right in it. So what is mentoring? And so this is an hour-long presentation. I do not want to talk to you for an hour. So if you feel comfortable, please unmute yourselves and engage with me. And this will definitely be a dialogue. So what is mentoring? Anybody?
My interpretation of mentoring is basically like giving someone the proper guidance, depending on what field you're in, if it's considering school, just giving someone the proper guidance and educating them with, let's say, the experience that you've gathered, and you kind of embedding that knowledge into them and giving them a better, a different, like not a different route, but a approach to go out to seek further education, but you're embedding that knowledge that you've gained into their mind, basically, to expand their conscious in a way.
Absolutely, Mr. Hall. Good. Anybody else?
I can share.
Yeah.
And I view mentoring as just kind of being as a resource. Like I view mentoring as just like a resource, being a resource to someone else who's either younger than you or older than you. It's usually, I think it's usually someone who is at a different stage in their
Yes.
life than you
Yep.
are. But it can also be you guys can also be at the same stage in life. But yeah, I just view it as being there as a resource for another person.
Absolutely. One more person. I'm like, 3 can be the lucky number today. Someone else? What is mentoring? Or what is it to you? Mentoring is helping another individual, yep, in the beginning of their new journey. Absolutely. So with mentoring, you are engaging, you are learning, being provided resources, learning information. And when you're experienced mentoring, the person can be older than you or younger than you, but it's really a person that has more knowledge in a particular area. And so when we're talking about this, I want to know, do you have a mentor? So I'm like, yes, there's a poll. I would like for you guys to go ahead and answer those polls of, do you have a mentor? So a lot of you guys have mentors. Yes. Nice. Okay. All right. So this is really good. So a few things. One, I feel like all of you guys are at this really, really, really good stage. And if you don't have a mentor, I'm hoping today you can get some information that will help you to be better to identify a mentor. If you already have a mentor, I'm hoping that one, this will allow you in the future to have more information when you're selecting your mentor. This will allow you to gain the knowledge and what's needed to better build a positive relationship with your mentor, how to prepare to talk to them, and really for you to feel comfortable, because mentoring is very, very important, especially in STEM fields and at the level you're at. So why is mentoring important? So before I go into why mentoring is important, I do want to share with you all that during my graduate experience, my dissertation topic focused on the advisor-advisee relationship and mentoring styles that are provided to predominantly, well, that was provided to minority students at predominantly white institutions. And so this is an area that I focused on for 6 years, and it took me 3 years to collect my data and 2 years to analyze it, because I did interviews over 3 years, and our interviews were about 60 minutes to 90 minutes. So that is a very long transcript and different themes. And so one thing that I do know from it is that mentoring is important because it increases minority participation in STEM. And then mentoring has been reported to assist with improving retention rate, graduation rate, and success in STEM careers, because a lot of people may, just because you received a degree does not mean that you're gonna necessarily have what it means to be connected, to have a network, and to stay within STEM fields. It always saddens me when I see people who have chemistry and biology degrees and they're not working in the field. And it's not because it was just something that they didn't want to do. It was very hard for them to tap into a network, or it was hard for them to really get jobs. And so when you have someone who's mentoring you, who's assisting with you, that's making sure that you're getting the summer research opportunities, that you're attending workshops and seminars, that's providing you more information, you gain a network. And a network is extremely, extremely important because it allows you to really get into spaces, and doors open up for you that probably would not have been open. And then mentor, it can assist with self-esteem, because sometimes when you're in school and you're struggling with classes, or if you don't get a certain summer research program, it's like for you it could be the end of the world. But for people who have a little bit more knowledge, I would tell students all the time, like, listen, I've did bad on an exam before, or I've had to reread information or learn something more than once, or you're not going to get all of you're not going to get accepted into, you may not get accepted into all of the programs that you apply to, but what's meant for you is meant for you. So when you have a mentor, that mentor is able to build the skills and the self-confidence that you need to allow you to be productive and to succeed. And then mentoring provides personal and professional development opportunities. And I think that that's very, very important, because when you're at this stage in undergrad, I feel like I love undergrad students because it's like you're in the middle. So you're not in high school, but you're not quite yet in graduate school. And so this is a time where in grad school, you're really focused on a particular area. But in undergrad, you have the opportunity to do summer research programs. And so when I was in undergrad, I mentioned before, I did medical research at the University of Chicago. Then I did polymer science research at the University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg. And then I did educational research at Chicago State University. I experienced 3 different level of mentorships at 3 different universities, 3 different um, research experiences, the topics, but it really allowed me to see where my interest was. It allowed me to develop my identity as a scientist. So when you have this type of mentoring, particularly in undergrad, you're really, really able to step out the box, to try new things, and it is okay if you don't like it. And so when you're building these mentoring relationships and they're beneficial to you, these are things that you will be able to see. So my question is, how do you select a mentor? So you can write it in the chat, or you guys could unmute yourselves and let me know, how is it that you select a mentor? Because majority of you in here already have mentors. So I want you to share with us, how did you select your mentor? Any brave souls?
We do have a hands that are raised.
Okay, perfect.
Uh-oh, hands that went down. If you, okay, I do see a Sarah. Sarah, or were you raising your hand to speak?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome. Thank you.
So for me, picking up a mentor was through research.
Mhm.
So I picked 4 different research at 4 different universities, and then my like the STEM directors would pick which one I fit the most.
Okay.
And once I was in there, I was giving a mentor for that specific research,
Okay.
who helps me out with the topic that we're doing.
Okay.
I can share.
Yes.
So I normally pick mentors depending on where in life I am. So when I was in high school, I had a mentor that was helping me with like college stuff and how to apply to colleges and things like that. And when I was in college, I had mentors that were research mentors. I had some that were medical students because I knew that I wanted to go to medical school. I had some that were physicians. And now that I'm entering medical school, I have mentors that are medical students, physicians, residents. So that's how I base how I get mentors. And I usually find them through networking, either through from conferences or just from other people that I know.
Okay. 4 participants raise their hands. Yes, I'm hoping all 4 of you have something to say. 3. Okay.
Actually, can I go?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
just want to make sure I'm not, trying to interrupt anyone else.
No, go ahead, Evan.
Like what Matita said, I got a lot of my mentors through networking
Okay.
and just going out there and finding people. But one program that really helped me was the WISCamp program, which I do plan on applying for again, for the fall semester and the spring semester, because that provided me with my first mentors.
Okay.
So, and that really helped me get through well, I'm still in college, but it really helped me get through college and made me feel less alone. And I also got valuable experiences. So And in fact, Matita was actually my peer mentor.
Oh, okay. See, small world.
So yeah. So shout outs to Matita.
Okay, one more person would like to share.
I like to go.
Yeah.
I think like it's just I have like this connection with some people, to where
Mhm.
I just get to asking them questions, and they kind of just automatically become my mentor per
Okay.
se. I won't just say like I ask them like, hey, can you be my mentor, or I'm like put with them to be my mentor.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I find myself with them and we connect well, and she or he is able to answer my questions and help me out and give me advice that can help me down the road within my education and career goals that I have. So it's just all about the connections that I've made just by asking simple questions that turns into more questions.
Okay. Good job, connections. Yeah, connecting with someone is definitely very important when in mentoring, because you want to be able to feel comfortable with communicating. So if you don't get something, or if you need help and assistance in different areas, you want to have someone where you can say and you can openly express that without feeling less than. Okay, so we have two participants' hands raised. So who are you? I'm like, I can't see it.
Nope, I got you.
Okay.
It's just not popping up at the top today. It's
Okay.
you got to scroll through the name. So, Mr. Omar.
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing,
Okay.
Omar.
Yeah, so I like to pick my mentors. Everybody said their own opinion, and I agree with a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
A mentor comes in many forms, and like the type of people you relate to and learn from every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to pick my mentors based on the types of goals that we share and the types of like things we want to succeed in. An example would be um, my faculty mentor, Dr. Zhang Xiao.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he's a civil engineer that is working on a project, concrete, and I've been wanting to do something like that. So, I like to talk with him. I like to relate myself to him to be able to be part of it. So that's how I pick my mentors based on my goals and where I want to be.
Nice. Okay. Brian, do you have the other person who hand was up? You know who that was?
It was Evan. Evan was the one whose hand was up. So
Evan.
there's
Okay.
actually no new hands that are up.
No new hands. Okay. Cool. Okay. So what does the literature say? Okay, so based on the literature, one of the most important things is selecting the right mentor, and there is no universal way. So as you see today, everyone had a different reason or a different way that they selected their mentors, and that is very important. And the reason why is because I always tell students when I'm assisting them with this is that you have to select your mentor based on who you are, your needs, and your personality traits and types. So I'll go more into that. So students are found to select their mentors based on the personality, especially in graduate school, the ability to graduate students fast. So when you're in grad school and you're looking for a mentor, you always want to ask students, how long have you been here? Because if you go to a lab and students are like, I've been here 6 years, I've been here 8 years, I've been here 9 years, then you getting out in 4 to 5 years may not be ideal or realistic with that advisor. And it might not be the advisor, it could be the type of research. It can be if you're going from a bachelor's to a PhD, but these are questions that you will have to ask. Research area. And then also, funding. So funding is really, really, really big because a lot, and it's very common with grad school, when you're an undergrad, you're in debt. And we always tell students, oh, especially minority students, there's a lot of money out there. You can get funded. And so if students are going and they're like, okay, this advisor has money to support me financially, but another advisor did not, a lot of students will naturally select the advisor that can support them financially, because being supported in graduate school financially and having what's considered a free ride is a really big selling point. Another thing is that it's very beneficial when the advisor and the advisee, so when the student and the research professor, when they actually mutually agree on being paired together. And this is important because just like students, they may feel like they're forced to get a student. Some faculty may feel like they're forced to get a student. And when two people just mutually, I want to say it was Ebony when she just talked about that feeling. So when you have that feeling with the mentor, and then they have that feeling with you, it's like it's very, very easy to talk to them, and they're giving you what you want. And when I talk about being able to understand who you are as a person, I need hands-on advising. That is my preferred advising style. I like an advisor that I could meet with weekly. I like an advisor that will be able to provide me feedback when I'm writing publications. I like advisors that share resources. So if they receive a scholarship, information, funding, opportunities for conferences, that they'll send that to me. That is the type of mentoring that I desire. However, one of my closest friends, his personality type, he does not want to talk to his advisor unless he needs help. He was like, I don't need to have weekly meetings. If I want to talk to him, then I'll schedule a time. Other than that, I'll see him when I see him. That is not my type of advising. That does not work for me, because I know who I am and I know what I need and the level of support that I need in order for me to succeed. So, my question to you now is, what do you feel like that you all need from your mentors? Like, what do you desire in order for you to feel like that you will be successful? And you guys can feel free to unmute.
I feel the same way you feel. I'm looking for a I don't have one at the moment, but I
Okay.
am looking for someone that's hands-on. Listen to the things you're just saying. I relate precisely to the same way you are. I'm looking for a hands-on advisor so that I could conduct research and a variety of other things. Someone I could reach out to that's not too busy for me, because I have a bunch of things I want to do, such as publication, things like that. And I'm looking forward to finding a mentor who's very proactive and willing to meet up with his student.
Okay. I understand that. Yes.
Yeah.
And time is very important, because sometimes, you can have somebody and they can be really good, or they can be very big in your network, and people may know them, but they don't have time for you. So it's
Right.
like saying that they're your mentor is good because it's good for a name drop, but the amount of time that they can invest in you may not necessarily be what you need.
Right. You did make a statement about saying if they've been there for 6 or 8 years, that's kind of a long time to be under them. You said coming from bachelor's to PhD. So if you go from master's to PhD, does that shorten the time span?
It depends on, okay, so it depends on the program, and it also depends on your background. So if you already received your master's degree from that institution or within a similar discipline, it could be possible for you to finish in less time. But if you're kind of going into a new science and you need to take more classes, then it could prolong your graduation. So it really depends.
In my case, for someone getting staying in the same field as physics, I could
Mhm.
graduate a little earlier. Correct?
So this is the thing. Although it's physics, it depends on your research project, because when you're in graduate school, you tend to take classes that's going to enhance your skills for a particular area. So although physics is one discipline, it's still a lot of information in a lot of different areas.
Gotcha.
So if you're strategic and you're like, okay, these are the classes that I took in undergrad, this is my research interest, and you're building on that as you go, then it's possible for you to be able to not necessarily graduate early, but to be on track or to take the least amount of time.
Got it. Okay. And that's following the master's to PhD track.
If you do the
Okay.
master's to PhD track.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
So, Rashad, what year are you? Debco would like to know.
I'm currently a sophomore. I spoke with my counselors already. I'm trying to take you can either take the undergrad level courses or graduate level courses, depending if you keep a 3.0. So I'm looking forward to taking graduate courses earlier, so I'll get a graduate education as an undergrad. You're taking a 600 level courses rather than 400 to build my graduate level education. So when I get ready for that area, I already have a lot of research abilities due to the fact that I have a higher knowledge on the courses that I took.
Oh, wow. It's nice. Okay. Anyone
Thanks.
else? I'm like, we have so many people here. I know someone else has something to say. I promise. I'm like, I don't bite. And there's no wrong answer. Like, what is it that you need? Does someone need something different than Rashad?
Be bold.
I know. And there's no wrong answer. No wrong answer. So I will keep moving. So one thing that I would like to give you some tips on is, okay, so how should you prepare for meetings? So a lot of you stated that you have advisors or you have mentors, right? So you already have mentors. So when you're 9 times out of 10, your mentor probably have other mentees. If they're in universities, they're on committees. If they're not tenure track, they're trying to prepare for tenure track. They have different students. So they have a lot going on. So a way that you can really build a relationship, but also get what you need, is to respect your mentor's time. This is very, very important. So when you should request meetings in advance and state the purpose and the topic of the meeting. And this is very important because when you're meeting with your mentor and you know what you're going to talk about and you tell them, then they can better prepare. So if I was going to meet with you, if you said, Tasia, I would like to meet with you because I need more information about applying to this university, or I need information, I would like your feedback on a writing sample. I know when I go into the meeting what it is that you need. Also, if I know someone that can assist, I'll already have that information on hand and I'll be able to better assist with you. If you're requesting a meeting, it's always good that once they confirm the meeting, that you send them a Zoom link. So sending a Zoom link is good, but something that I know that people are really big on now is like calendar invites. So they can just accept it, and then when that date and time come, they click on it, the Zoom link is already connected, and boom. And so when you're requesting that someone is giving you their valuable time and it's for free, they're not charging you, it's really good for you to do really small steps to make it very easy for them. And so agendas are optional but recommended. So I've experienced that some advisors, and I'm not talking about anything that's like like extravagant. It's just basic points like, okay, I would like to discuss lab experiments summer research opportunities and conferences for next year. And it's like if they see that, they'll know, okay, this is what I have to be prepared for. Another thing is to be cautious about time. So when you're meeting with your advisors and your mentors, if it's 30 minutes or 60 minutes, make sure that you are very cautious and that you respect the time. So when I meet with my mentors and I know that it's an hour, when it's at that 50-minute mark, I acknowledge it. Okay, I know we have 10 minutes left. These are my final two questions. And that is so beneficial because if you have the track record of always staying on time, if you ask for 30 minutes and they're like, okay, I literally have, an hour. If I do 30 minutes, with this student, I have 30 minutes to myself. They're not afraid. But if you're a person where you tend to go over, it's like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to have this much time and it's going to be tight. So you really want to make sure that you respect their times. And especially with Zoom, it's like, honestly, sometimes I have a meeting at 12, 1, 2, and 3, and it's like boom, 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 back to back to back. And so, especially when you're an undergrad, a lot of people want to take all of your questions, they want to take all of your information, they don't want you to feel like that they don't have time, but in the same sense, you want to make sure that you respect that time. Send a follow-up thank you for anything that the mentor, a follow-up thank you for anything that the mentor has agreed to do. And I think that this is very, very, very beneficial because I have a mentor and I'm telling you, she is always busy, like boom, boom, boom. So after our meetings, I'm like, thank you so much for meeting with me and for agreeing to send me the information to somebody at this university. And so when I say that, she's looking at the email and she's like, oh, okay, let me just do it now. And that really kind of sets accountability for your mentor and also for a reminder, because one thing I can say, and I am guilty of this, my intentions are good, but my follow through is not always the best because I just feel like I have so much on my plate. But when it's there, it's like, great, I know it, and I could keep moving. So, my next question to you all is, how many mentors should you have? So, you guys could use the chat, but let me know, how many mentors should you have? Let's see what we have in the chat. We have some information. At least two, maybe three. Yep, keep it coming. 2, 3. 2, 3, 3. Yep, 2, 3 minimum, 3. Really, really good. So something that I 1 to 3. Yep, keep it on rolling. So something that I wanted to let you know, you can have more than one mentor. It is not cheating. Nobody is gonna say, oh my God, that's your mentor or you have more mentors. No, when you have more mentors, you have more people looking out for you. And that's a wider network. And another reason why it is good to have a lot of, a variety of mentors is because everyone is different. So I'm going to start with the top left, the lady to the red. In the red, her name is Kamiko Chambers. She's a Delta. She has been a Delta for about 20 plus years. So anything that's like sorority related, she can do it. The woman in the middle, she's also a Delta, but she's a scientist and she's older. So she's really able to give me a lot of life experiences and guide me. Diane Latiker to the right corner, she is the CEO of Kids Off the Block. So anything that I need to do that's nonprofit, I call her. Resources when I'm trying to help youth or people in their family, I know I can call her. She has somebody that has some money or a funding, shelters, food in the winter, clothing, everything. So I can't call someone who's in an academy to ask them about resources for the South Side of Chicago. That's why it is okay for me to have multiple mentors. The bottom left, her name is Dr. Crystal Porter. I'm not really for sure if some of you have met her, but she's a hair scientist. She literally helped me from the moment that I met her. And now I'm actually going to be in the process of making my dissertation a book and to do different speaking engagements so I can better train faculty to mentor students of color. So in the bottom middle, his name is Dr. Leroy Jones. If you all have been to conferences, you may know him. Dr. Jones was the first person that I met at Chicago State. So the lady to the right in the corner, her name is Amy Kelly. She was my math professor at South Suburban when I was at the community college. She sent me to Dr. Jones when I was at the 2 year so I can learn more about Chicago State and being a chemistry major. Dr. Jones was on my committee, my dissertation committee for my PhD. He literally went through every stage of the process. And as you can see, this was my master's degree, but he literally walked me through stages. And I know someone in this group mentioned patience as a requirement or a characteristic that they desire for their mentors. And Dr. Jones is someone that I know he has patience because I am the mentee that I don't get things the first time. So when he said, Tasia, you should go get your master's degree, I'm like, I never thought about a master's. I don't know. He gave me that push when he said, I'm telling you, a PhD will allow you to do what you need to do. I didn't know about that neither. He had to repeat himself multiple times. And even when I was in grad school, he really encouraged me to do a postdoc because it allows you to have additional training. It prepares you for a faculty position. I'm like, I'm not graduating with my PhD and going to a postdoc. They don't make enough money. And I constantly was telling him this. And he pushed and encouraged me and gave me the resources. And Monday, June 21st, I started a postdoc at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. But imagine if he was a mentor that did not provide resources, that was not patient and just said, oh, whatever. I told her once, that was it. It was like sometimes, especially as a first generation college student, you really don't understand. Neither does your family understand. So you need people, you need mentors within an academy that's able to help you. So, my question to you all is, what is the difference between a mentor and a sponsor? So, we talked about mentors, different characteristics that we desire. What do you think is the difference between a mentor and a sponsor? And why is it even important to know? Any takers?
Feel free to use the raise their hand feature if you like.
Yes, come on.
Yep. Or you can just speak up. This is the one has the hand raised.
Emily, yes. Emily, you want to unmute yourself? No. Okay, someone else who raised their hand.
Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. Yeah. So I think maybe a mentor is someone that gives you advice where maybe academically, research wise, or maybe even in your everyday life. I think my definition of a sponsor might be someone who may not necessarily be present like a mentor, but they support you financially, maybe.
Yes. Yep. Anybody else? That's good. 3 participants raised their hands. I'm so excited. Keep it coming. Okay, someone else unmute yourselves.
So I think a mentor is someone who is there from your beginning to the middle to the end, and a sponsor is someone who is giving you someone who is giving you the opportunity or promoting you or telling you about how, like, let's say you did a research and they're using your research to get more students involved in the research for the next coming years or for future students. That's what I think a sponsor is.
Okay. One more, because we have multiple hands being raised. Someone else wants to unmute themselves?
Um, I think I agree with everyone who just spoke.
Mhm.
But I especially like the mentor, you know, someone who guides you and helps you out through whatever you're trying to achieve in your goals. And I feel like your sponsor is kind of like your networking person. Like they'll help you get to this level, to this level, to this level. As far as like helping you make connections with other people who can help you out.
Okay. Good job. So I think that this is very important for us to know, especially where you are, because a lot of you all are going to go to grad school and people are going to dangle dollar signs. Oh, wait, did you want to say something? Someone unmuted? Okay. You know, people are going to dangle money in front of you. Institutions are going to say, oh, we will be able to support you. And there's a different level of support. And so a mentor is, you guys are right, a mentor is somebody that's going to provide you with resources, that are going to look and say, okay, these are the skills that will be beneficial for you to build in order for you to be successful within this field. A mentor is gonna introduce you to people in your networks, encourage you to go to conferences, to publish, and really to do what is needed for you to build as a scholar, as a researcher, and more importantly, as a human being. And so a sponsor is a person that can sponsor you, that can give you money financially. And some mentors are able to fund students because they have NSF grants and they need work done in their lab because they have contracts with industries, they want to publish, they're trying to progress and move forward. And it's more so like you're a worker. They're not really investing in you, but they're paying you, and then you're giving them a product. So you really, really have to make sure that you're cautious about this, and to understand that even if the person that you're working directly with is sponsoring you, remember we just talked about having more than one mentor. So you may need to make sure that you have mentors outside that can guide you in different areas in life and provide you what you need. And so all of you all are in college. You're doing really, really great things, and you got all this information about mentorship and what it is. My question to you is, are you a mentor?
We do have a hand raised, Miss Emily.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I guess not.
Okay.
Is there anyone that wanted to, I know there was a poll, but was there anyone that wanted to share?
Yeah, I could share. I feel like I'm a mentor to like younger people I know sometimes, just letting them know how college is going to be and stuff like that. I feel like that's a way of mentoring and preparing them for what's coming up. So I feel like that's a role as a mentor as well.
Absolutely. Yes. And all of you are in college. So it's definitely someone that can use your guidance. Absolutely. And so I say that, and so I'm looking at the numbers, and it's a split. So for you all who are mentoring, really good job. And for the ones that are not, this is a great time for you to say, you know what, I do know information because I am in college and I'm a STEM student. And there's going to be STEM students that are going to come in. They're going to be first year students. They may not know how to prepare for a certain class. They may not know which professors are, more aligned with their learning style, and you will be able to provide them more details and to better assist them. And so, yes, you are being prepared to be scientists, and we're training you to be great scientists. But a part of that training is also receiving information, but making sure that you are giving the information back. So these are some of the young ladies that I mentor. And this could be entrepreneurship and business, educational, and also community work. I really, really have a lot of um, knowledge and love to give, and so I don't keep it in. And I have so many people, as you can see, I had 6 people, right? And they're constantly pouring energy and pouring resources and knowledge into me, and it's like a cycle. It's important for me to take what I know to get out. So now you all sat through an entire presentation about how to find a mentor, how to identify a mentor, what characteristics do you need, what will be more beneficial to you. So if you meet someone, or if you know you have a mentor and you meet someone who don't, you will be able to give them some pointers on what they should consider now that they are seeking out a mentor. So with that being said, questions. I know we've been answering questions all through, asking questions all the way through, but this is a good time if it was something that you guys were holding in.
Yeah, guys. So we're doing really good on time. We have time for more questions. So just in general around the topic mentors and sponsors, if you have questions, please raise your hand. It looks like Daryl, come to the stage, man.
Yeah, I'm under Daryl's account. My name's Juan Molinar. I just actually had a question about sponsorship and sponsors. I'm looking into, this is my senior year, so I'm looking into getting applying for the GRFP.
Okay.
And I don't know how to go about like getting a sponsor per se. Like the research that I'm currently doing is in the biomedical field, but I'm more geared to renewable energy and design engineer with like more so like SolidWorks and finite element analysis and things of that nature. So I'm currently working under Biomed, and Dr. Wang is amazing. The research that we're working on is groundbreaking. However, I'm trying to get a sponsorship in like renewable energy. So in your experience, or, speaking to anyone here, what is the best pathway to reaching out to someone in that field to request sponsorship?
Do you have an idea of who you want to work with?
Yes, I have a couple professors at UTEP, my home university, who who I've taken classes with, but for the most part, there's not like a lot of funding at my university for renewable. It's more geared towards like aerospace and materials. So that's kind of the, I guess, conundrum that I'm in right now, that I don't know how to seek that sponsorship per se.
Okay, so a few things. If you have really good relationship with your current mentors, do you feel open to talking to them about what you desire to do in the future?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable talking to anyone about anything.
So
Yeah,
maybe
I don't have
they
an
know
issue.
someone that can help you, because one thing that I can tell you is that the mentors that I have, it is very common for them to connect me with someone else. As I said before, one of the women, her name is Amy Kelly, she connected me to Dr. Jones.
Oh, okay.
Because I expressed to her what I wanted to do, and she knew that he was a better fit for the direction that I was going. So sometimes some of your mentors and some of the people that may be closest to you may not necessarily be within your field, but they can connect you to people that's in your field. And so if you have a really good relationship with your current mentors, it's possible that they will know someone in that field and that they can refer you. And a lot of the times when I refer students to someone, um, for research, especially when you're when you're trying to get funded through NSF, it's always someone that I know that when I put that student in their hands, that they will take good care of them. So that's why it's not a bad thing of being referred, because when people have your best interest in heart, they're not going to refer you to someone that's like has a terrible reputation, that they know doesn't do quality work, they'll tell you who the person is and give you a little bit of information before. And I think that can be a start because they're at that institution, and then it's very common for people to know people at different institutions.
Okay. I appreciate it, Dr. Bryson. It's just one of those gray areas coming from like a low income family to like kind of ask for sponsorship. So when it comes to that, yeah, I was a little bit nervous as to how to
No,
approach
and
it.
don't be afraid. My thing is this: you're already at a no. You're just trying to get to a yes.
That's right.
So don't be afraid to ask. Don't, and I expressed to Deb that one of my mentors told me, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You're already at the no. You're just trying to get to the yes.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Bryson.
No problem. Any other questions? Going once, going twice. You guys could still ask questions. It's just that I wanted anyone who, before they had to leave, here's my new email address. So just in case that you guys want to follow up. And it's 3 hands raised. Can I have the next person?
I think it's there's only Jaleesa.
Jaleesa.
I was wondering if you have LinkedIn or for us to connect.
If I have
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yes. So my LinkedIn, I should probably add that to this line. My LinkedIn, yeah, I'm Tasia Bryson on LinkedIn. And if you guys add me on LinkedIn, I will literally go today to accept, because I need to do better with connecting and utilizing LinkedIn. And that's very beneficial also. Anyone else? Okay, it's the chat. Let's see. Oh, was that it?
Okay, and just real quick, Dr. Bryson, before anybody leaves, just a reminder, there will be a survey that we like to make sure you guys complete, like we do on a weekly basis. Deb will drop the link inside of the chat feature.
Yes. And I thank you guys for coming today. I hope that I was able to give you some information that will help you to think about some things before you're selecting your next mentor and how to better improve your communication with your current mentor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bryson.
Well, I'd like to say thank you to all the students. Thank you for joining in. If there was any faculty out there, thank you for joining in with us again. Dr. Bryson, thank you. It's a beautiful thing to see you matriculate through the process on the academic side, and now to see you turn around and sharing your wisdom with the students is an amazing thing. So I really appreciate us having guests that have walked the path that you guys are walking currently and will be walking. So she's one of yours.